Hi, this week we're going to take a look at a passage in Matthew, Mark, and Luke where Jesus healed a leper. So, one of the things I did was to research leprosy, which is an awful disease. It could have been misdiagnosed at times in the Bible because the priests were the ones who were doing the diagnosing. They were kind of almost the doctors of that time, from what I gather. So they were the ones who figured out that someone had leprosy, and they were the ones who were telling them that they couldn't come back into society until they were healed. So there was a type of leprosy that someone could recover from after just a few years, and then another type of leprosy which would go on for 20 years or something until the person just dies from complications. Basically, a person with leprosy loses sensation, and then due to that loss of sensation, they end up hurting themselves without realizing it. So they get infections and end up losing parts of their body due to infection or other complications. Pardon me. So, anyway, it was horrible. It was also contagious. And so Jesus touches this person. And as we saw in another study, he didn't have to, because he healed that nobleman's child from Cana when the nobleman's child was in Capernaum, and he just spoke the word and the child became well. So he didn't have to touch the leper, but he chose to. And, this is just the transformative nature of Jesus, that most other people would touch a leper and become unclean themselves, whereas Jesus touches the leper and the leper becomes clean. So it was a nice just contrast of those ideas here in this story. And then Jesus tells him to go straight to the priest, not to tell anyone. Go straight to the priest and perform all the rituals. So, number one, why did he say don't tell anyone? Well, as we see throughout this, the early ministry passages talk about how Jesus couldn't go places because he was getting so famous, and he couldn't really be effective if he couldn't teach. That's what he came to do. So if he couldn't go places and he was swarmed with crowds all the time, then that was detrimental to his purpose. Then number two, the priest was the one who would allow this man to come back into society. So he may have been biased against the person's case if he thought he had come straight from being healed by Jesus. Also, if the man was disinclined to perform the rituals that go along with the leper cleansing in Leviticus, the priest may have, again, being really legalistic, may have not wanted to see the man reincorporated into the Jewish culture. And then also, priests and scribes were some of Jesus's biggest opponents, I guess. And so part of the purpose may have been that he wanted there to be no other possible explanation for how the man got healed, that he didn't do anything in between. He just went straight from Jesus to the priest, performed all the rituals, and then once he can explain to the priest that Jesus was the one who healed him, then they would also be compelled to believe in Jesus as well. So anyway, take a look at this week's study, and we'll see you next time.